According to data from the World Health Organization, 1.28 billion people in the world are suffering with hypertension, or what's commonly known as pressure, here in the country. This also, according to the World Health Organization again, shows that it's common in low to middle income countries and households, which of course Uganda is a part of. And also in Uganda, from our own data, it shows that 26% of adults are suffering with pressure, but most of them are not even aware that it's happening, while it damages the blood vessels, brain, as well as kidneys and several other parts of the body. And this is because there isn't enough information, but which is why we have brought this show today, to be able to talk about pressure and dissect it further. A very good morning to you and welcome. It's NTV Medical Matters. We are supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Mukadde Lovinsa tusanyusa okusanga wano. Soko tubulire eno pressure yatandika ddi?
Pressure eno yatandika mu 2018 kati nemmirako ku ddagala kati nempulira nga esirise kati bwesirika nembivaako kati wano jjo 2022 nedda buto ngeddira mu mukono guno kati nali nva kusibaawo mbuzi era mpulira siri bulungi oludda lwonna bwe ruti ensalawo ne ngenda mu ddwaliro ku Kanona kali tuuka mu ddwaliro bagenda okumpima nga pressure eri 198 musawo n'ambuuza ozze n'ani mugamba bodaboda yendeese ngamba nti okimanyi nti olina pressure kale ne mugamba nti sikimanyi nangamba kati tuzudde ng'obulwadde bwa pressure kati nampa eddagala nemmiraawo neneebakako oluvannyuma nanzuulira bodaboda nenkomyawo wano naye nga mpadde eddagala okuva olwo mmira eddagala lya pressure kakati mu mwaka guno gwe tulimu mwezi gwokusatu era nekomawo buvi kwegamba netandika okunsanyalaza amagulu n'olulimi kati mu kunsanyalaza amagulu n'olulimi nensalawo ngende emulago nentuuka emulago nenfuna dokita nampa eddagala nangamba lirindi sirise kati ate emmere lino eppya lyampadde kati lino eppya bwe ntandika okulimira ate nempulira ekirala nemba nga amaaso gakwata ekizikiza nemba nga amatu muli mpulira nga agatali gange ng'omuntu bw'ayogera njagala ayogera ennyo nnyo ate bwe wabaawo ebireekaana nabyo sibyagala kaakati nalwadda kino enzira yateera Kanona kali eddagala liryongedde ate okumpa ekirala kati Kanona kali ne baŋŋamba nti okukyusa eddagala kwe kuleesa ekyo naye bwe baba balabye nga dokita bwe yaba yalabye nga liri ligize kwegamba eyiseeko kati kozesa eryo nembeera nga lyenkozesa n'okutuusa kati.
Otugambye waliyo eddagala lye bakuwa, biki ebirala omusawo byakugamba olina okukola nga bw'omira lino eddagala?
Genda okukola yaŋŋamba okukeeranga ku makya ntambuze ebigere nga tebiri mu ngatto kakati oluvannyuma nkomewo nkolekoleko ku mirimu gyange oba weegiri malirize ntuule nnywe ekyayi kati mukumaliriza okunywa ekyayi oluvannyuma nnywenga egiraasi z'amazzi 2 olunaku.
Kati emmere gye yakugamba okulya mmere ya kika ki?
Kati emmere gye ndya tulya akawunga nze sirya muceere emmere yange endala ttooke lumonde ne muwogo
Mama, waliwo bye tukusanze wano ng'otegeka wano emirimu gyo gikwasaganya otya engeri gy'olina pressure?
Obulamu mbadde sibukwasaganyizza bubi kubanga mbadde bwe mba nnamiza eddagala lyange mba sirina buzibu.
Ekisembayo waliwo bantu ababeera n'endwadde naye ne batagenda mu ddwaliro. Kikyo ky'osobola obagamba abantu naddala bano abalina pressure?
Kye njogera ku muntu wa pressure asooka agende mu ddwaliro bakebere bamupime balabe eddala pressure yemuliko. Kakati bweba pressure takoowa kumira ddagala. Eddagala kintu kikulu nnyo kubanga kati pressure esinga n'obulwadde bwa siriimu.
Tujja beera n'omusawo mu studio atera nnyo okuddamu ebibuuzo by'abantu. Kati waliwo kyewandyagadde akunnyonnyole ku pressure? Kyesitegeera ku pressure kuno, pressure oluusi egenda n'enninnya kwegamba nga mpulira kifuba kino. Kati nze nali manyi nti ekoma mu byakusanyalaza ebyo bakusanyalaza naye enninnya n'erinnya mu kifuba ngenda okuwulira nga ekifuba kinnuma nnyo nnyo nnyo, ngenda okuwulira nga amagulu gano nga saagala kutambula. Era sikyayagala kutambula nnyo okuggyako kino omusawo kye yaŋŋamba nti keranga ku makya otambule. Kera ku makya ntambula, mba ntambudde ne nkomawo ne ntuula awaka. A very good morning to you once again, and you're welcome. You are watching NTV Medical Matters. I am Viola Sasira, and we are supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Today's focus on this episode is on hypertension, or what's commonly known as high blood pressure. And we already have a doctor in studio that is going to help us understand it a little bit better, and that is Dr. Joel Mirembe. He's a general doctor at Yita Medical Services. And Doctor, you're welcome. We shall first of all start off with just generally understanding pressure, and why is it commonly called a silent killer?
Thank you very much, and good morning to viewers of NTV. My name is Dr. Mirembe Joel. I am a general practitioner. I'm a lecturer at Ernest Cook University. I'm also a leader in healthcare. In fact, just finished my term last Saturday as the Secretary General for the Uganda Medical Association. I'm an ardent advocate of public health education as a measure to prevent disease, with a special focus to non-communicable diseases, where these are diseases that we can't transmit to others through maybe air or any means, except the familial part that certain diseases run in families. And high blood pressure is one of them. So maybe I should first tell our viewers what is hypertension. It simply means your blood pressure is raised beyond the known normal limits consistently. Okay, it can raise for a short time. Maybe you are scared, you are stressed for a short time, and then your BP is shot high. That's not high blood pressure. That's why actually for us usually to confirm the diagnosis, unless it's too overt, we measure it and give you some time. Even you go back home and you come back next week, we confirm whether actually it was raised because of a disease process or just out of a moment. So you said silent killer. Yes, it is a silent killer because usually it doesn't have symptoms. Symptoms show up at a time of complication in most of the cases. So the symptoms I'm talking about stroke, I'm talking about heart attack, I'm talking about sudden death, sudden collapse. I'm talking about very severe headaches, among other things, kidney failure. Those are the symptoms I'm talking about, and they are coming as complications. And for the Ugandan perspective, we know from research that 3 in 4 people with a high blood pressure don't know that they have it. What I'm trying to say, they have not been checked and diagnosed. So they are living with it silently.
Any of us.
High blood pressure is a key disease. Why? It's affecting, last studies are showing actually, over 3.2 million Ugandans have it. God. They are living with it. And about those 65%, like I've said, of people who actually have the disease have not yet tested. Then those who are on drugs, about 75% of them, literally, they are under control. But unfortunately, of the diagnosed, a very small percentage is actually on drugs. So it's a very big disease that we need to give all the attention that it deserves.
So, Doctor, what are the major causes of pressure that we need to avoid from the get-go, since we can't even tell that we are sick? What are some of those causes?
High blood pressure, non-communicable disease, most of them don't have, usually we have what we call primary hypertension and secondary. And the biggest percentage, over 90% of the cases, they don't have a 0.2 cause. But research has shown that our lifestyle is very key. Lifetime, I'm talking about what we eat. I'm talking about obesity, being very fat. I'm talking about the stress levels of an individual, the everyday stress levels. I'm talking about drinking a lot of alcohol. I'm talking about smoking. I'm talking about those lifestyle-related inactivity. You don't do exercise at all. Yet actually, every day you, as a fellow of physiology at Makerere University, and that simply means physiology is the study of the normal, how the body is normally supposed to function. So your body is, you're supposed to do at least 30 minutes of exercise every day. And people say you have to go to the gym. No. The exercise we're talking about is walking for 30 minutes. Walking normally a little fast, but for around 30 minutes. So when you don't do all that, we can call them risk factors. Of course, there is high blood pressure, which is caused by specific causes. For example, someone has a tumor in their kidney. For example, someone's blood vessels of the kidney are how simply can I take it? Yes, they have shrinked, or they are smaller than the size they're supposed to have. Yet the kidney is very pivotal in regulating your blood pressure. There are those case-by-case basis. When you have brain tumor, among other things, those are the few. Majority, hypertension is running in families where you see Jaja died of high blood stroke, then Jaja died of a heart attack, and actually because we are living in our villages, no post-mortem, so Jaja was bewitched. So it runs that you see they have been bewitching us, among other things. Yet actually, this guy, woman, had high blood pressure, untreated, uncontrolled, and at the end of the day, it had to cause a rupture of a blood vessel in the brain. And then the brain was not getting blood. Then you have your stroke, and at the end of the day, the person dies, wakes up. I shouldn't say wake up dead, but that's what in my village area. Dead. So what I'm trying to say, someone died in bed. Someone was showering and they collapsed while showering in the bathroom, before you know. So many of these cases are because of high blood pressure.
Okay, so how is high blood pressure diagnosed, and how often should a regular individual go for checking?
One, the diagnosis is a simple one. You come to a trained doctor like me, health facility with what we call a blood pressure machine and a stethoscope. The doctor will put that machine on your arm, both sometimes, and then they will measure your pressure. So usually our cutoff, the general cutoff is one. We have two blood pressures that we look at. We have what we call the systolic blood pressure, the upper one, when the heart is pumping blood into the body tissues. Then you have what we call the diastolic, the lower one, when the heart is receiving back its blood.
Yeah.
So those two pressures are important. So the upper one, the systolic, is supposed to be on average 140 or below 140 actually. So, and the lower one is supposed to be below 90.
Yeah.
So the moment they exceed that, we are talking about high blood pressure, and we have to take treatment, and the treatment includes lifestyle and medicine. And high blood pressure doesn't heal. Let me put it here. You know, NTV is a very big voice across the country.
It does not,
so
yeah.
high blood pressure doesn't cure, but it can be managed, and you live a normal, good life till your last old age.
Can it be reversed?
The treatment is supposed to be consistent. It can be reversed for the other cases I talked about. For example, you have a tumor, you get in the kidney, and then when that is corrected, definitely high blood pressure goes. We have mothers who develop high blood pressure during pregnancy.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you
it's
that.
a very big leading cause of mothers being sick for long hours or time, and also dying. So on so many cases, when we deliver those babies, these mothers, the pressure gradually disappears and they get back to their normal life. I'm not talking about those cases. I'm talking about this pressure which has developed. Usually, people at risk 40 years and above. But of recently, we are seeing a trend of pressure developing among 30-year-olds. Yes, we have even buried some who are even close to us. I remember a colleague of 35, and he developed a headache, instantaneous one, ran to a clinic to pick Panadol, things were not moving, collapsed, brought to Mlago. We checked pressures were extremely high. And then he had blood had poured in his brain and he died. And we buried him. So the most important thing you said, when should we check?
Yeah.
A normal one, when you are moving around healthy and happy, doesn't mean you are healthy. It doesn't mean you don't have high blood pressure. How to confirm? Every at least 6 months.
Yeah.
Walk in a clinic, they take your blood pressure. Know your figures. Okay?
Yeah.
Then for those who are sick, you're supposed to see a doctor at least every 3 months to look through your medication, to look at your adherence, to see whether they are changing medication, adding, reducing the doses, among other things. By the way, talk to your parents. 40 years and above. I'm saying parents because 40 years and above is a declared risk factor. So talk to your parents to walk to the clinics and know their blood pressure. You're going to prevent stroke, you're going to prevent heart attacks, you're going to prevent a lot of issues. High blood pressure is a terrible disease. It causes blood vessels to become rigid and they will break.
Speaking of kidneys and all these organs in the body, how connected is high blood pressure to, for example, kidney failure and stuff like that? How does it come about?
High blood pressure is a confirmed risk factor and a cause of kidney disease and kidney failure.
Yeah.
So usually in the body system, a very big percentage of blood must go through the kidneys for the routine, of course, cleaning and all that stuff. So when either the vessels there get an issue, you get high blood pressure. But also when you get high blood pressure, it will cause the kidney vessels to begin weakening. I think I must say that for a layman. And at the end of the day, your kidneys, they have, we have parameters we use to measure their ability to do their work. They weaken, and as they weaken, they are no longer able to filter, to do the filtration of blood. And at the end of the day, you have kidney failure, you are swelling, your face is swelling, you're no longer able to filter your blood well, and when your kidney is down, you are truly down.
Yeah, so before you actually walked in, we had a story that we aired. It's a case study from the field, and the woman there says she has to walk barefoot in the grass. What does that do for the blood pressure? That's in the morning.
I shouldn't say that I've recommended any patient to walk on bare feet. It's something we actually don't recommend because, for example, when you have a disease like diabetes mellitus, you have a very high risk of getting high blood pressure. But then when you walk on foot, when you have diabetes, usually they get neuropathies and they cannot feel pain.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to step on a pin and you will not know you stepped on it. A wound will go there before you notice the wound is big. And wounds are very hard to treat among diabetic patients because of inability to have actually blood to be delivered to those particular areas, because high blood pressure is caused, the diabetes itself and the high blood pressure are causing the fine blood vessels to literally, I can say, break down and not be able to do their work. And when blood doesn't come, that means nutrients are not going to come, oxygen is not going to come, those cells are going to die. Yeah. And when they die, the wound will become bigger, the wound will not heal, it will become a culture or a bleeding place for bacteria and other microorganisms. So that's something we don't encourage. People should put on their shoes and do the exercise.
You spoke about size or body weight being a risk factor for someone that is a little bit overweight, but I've seen cases where people are actually very small, almost underweight, but they have pressure.
Yes, that is true. A big obesity, I must say. When your body mass index is at least more than usually 30, we call that overweight and more of heading to obesity. It's obesity actually. Your question?
How come someone small?
Someone small having high blood pressure. I said there are very many risk factors. One of them is family, like genetic predisposition. Something is running in the families. But I also said there are very many types of high blood. There are types of high blood pressure, primary and secondary. So such a person could be having it because of a cause that can be sorted and then it goes away. But for us as scientists, we run on research, and research is an average of replicable facts. Something you can check. For example, the prevalence of high blood pressure in Uganda, some studies have shown it up to 35. When you line up 100 people there, 35 of them have high blood pressure randomly in a community. So for us, we base on such, but there is a community where we go and you find it at 10, 20. So we get the averages and then we use them to rally intervention, we use them to design policies, advise government and all responsible authorities, among other things.
Thank you so much for clarifying that. And our viewers, if you're just joining us, it's NTV Medical Matters. We are supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and we are talking about hypertension, or what you might know as pressure. And we're talking about the causes, how to manage it, and how best to live life amidst that silent killer. So, Doctor, speaking about lifestyle again, I've known people who say, I'll take one for the road. It's the beer I'm talking about. So how does that alcohol affect someone or lead them down the road of pressure? But also, on the other side of it, what are some of the healthy food that we need to focus on instead?
One, alcohol has very many problems medically. And I should advise people to reduce drinking alcohol. Should just take a little, okay? But usually, alcohol that brings problem is when someone is addicted to it, they're over drinking. So alcohol will affect the liver and will cause you liver disease. Alcohol can affect most of the body organs. So let us desist from taking alcohol. Also, let us desist from smoking. Smoking, for it, there is no reducing. Go off smoking. Stop smoking if you want your lungs safe, if you want your blood pressure to continue to be safe. Foods that people should eat, natural food. Salt and excess salt in this particular, I'm not saying people should not eat food without salt. People should actually eat salt, but regulated amount. And when food is cooked, when it is served to you, whether it has enough salt or less, don't add even 1 drop of
Why
salt.
is that?
Don't just add anything. Salt is one of the causes of it. Excess salt causes some changes over time in your blood vasculature system. And when blood vessels are either rigid, if I must use that simple word for the common person to understand, or brittle, we are heading to high blood pressure that is very even hard to control. So the key word is eat natural food. Eat cassava, eat rumonde, eat matoke, eat kalo, natural food. And two, balanced. Add a lot of vegetables and fruits to your food. Natural. Okay? Add a lot of vegetables, add a lot of fruits to your food. And eat regularly. You know, don't eat once in 24 hours, okay? Because that is going to contribute to the stress levels in the body. The more stress, the more you're going to have less antioxidants, and then the body is going to really run down, and we shall end up into such kind of catastrophe. And let us go to the children level. We are in Uganda. Hypertension is extending its trend and spectrum to the young people. And the nutrition we give to our children during pregnancy and then when they are children, babies, is very important. We think ice cream is the best. No. That well-rationed cassava, matoke, fish, mukene. Mukene. You know, some people in my village think mukene is for the poor. I want to tell people of Bukunge village, people of Mawakota, mukene is not for the poor. Mukene is for the healthy people. So if you are not eating mukene, you better check yourself. You should either be able to afford imputa, ngege, or eat the mukene. It's for your own good, it's for the good of your children. Eat the maji, natural food. We are eating a lot of fortified foods from the supermarkets. Those are foods which are supposed to be used for emergencies. They're not supposed to be our everyday foods. The chips, too much oil. The chapatis, too much oil. Those are foods that are for emergencies. They're not supposed to be our everyday food, but we're making them everyday food, and they are giving a long-lasting picture on our general health and well-being. You know, Doctor, the food discussion is very important, and I know we have some viewers that understand Luganda better, so I will request you to actually speak to them directly about especially the salt, as well as the natural food you were talking about. Some Luganda? Yes. Okay, all right. Yeah, so abantu balaba NTV olwayo twogera ku bulwadde bwa pressure oba gye tuyita entunnunsi eremeddeko ebbanga eddene. Tuli mu kugamba nti obulwadde buno bweyongedde abantu abasukka obukadde 3 n'emitwalo 2 mu Uganda babulina. Obulwadde buno bulabikira nnyo mu bantu abawezezza emyaka 4 okudda waggulu. Obulwadde buno bulabikira nnyo mu bantu abalina stress, abantu abanywa omwenge oguyitiridde, abantu abatakola dduyiro. Obulwadde buno butambulirako ne mu famire zaffe, era mu kyalo eyo tutera okugamba nti gundi yafunye bamuloza omumwa ne gudde enkoto. Tutera nnyo okugamba nti gundi twabadde tunyumira naye wano eno twasanze takyayogera. Naye nga obulwadde buno ekisinga obuleeta ye pressure. Obulwadde bwa pressure buleetera abantu okufa ekikutuko, buleetera abantu ensigo zaabwe okwonoonekera ddala. Obulwadde bwa pressure buleetera abantu okufuna obuzibu ku bwongo. Era tubasaba, tubakubiriza ekisooka twekebeze. Omuzadde wo gwe omuvubuka ali eyo mutwalo omukebeze, naawe weekebeze, ate amanye pressure ye weeyimiridde. Ekitono buli mabega wa myezi 6 weekebezeko ku pressure yo. Bw'oba oli awo ng'oli mulamu tekitegeeza nti oli mulamu. So tuyige okwekebeza. Ate n'ekirala tutambuze amawulire amatuufu ku by'endwadde. Tuleme kutambulira ku bya mbu, witchcraft, bandoga n'ebintu ebirala. Tetugambye nti okuloga tekuliyo, naye ebiseera bingi tukuwaayiriza. So n'olwekyo tubabuulira obulwadde bungi nnyo, bweyongedde nnyo mu ffe olw'omwenge gwe tunywa ogutawedde entakera, olw'okuba ntubeera ku leebu twewummuzeeko. Twebake ekimala. Byonna bya muki bya mugaso. Niye nga mmaliriza mu Luganda, banange okwekebezaako ka pressure kano kali chipu ne bogenda ku clinic area ali akulyawo kumpi bakujjako siringi nga 12 15 olira ngogenze kebera ka pressure koko kubanga omusawo atekako ekyuma n'akakasa pressure yo n'agikuwandikira akapapula n'ogenda n'okatereke waka sakira ati bw'onoddayo akapapula ako ojja kukakozesa okulaba nti luli nali bwenti kati ndi buki bwenti. Tulabirire tulise bulungi abaana baffe. Ate emmere eyo gye tulima mu kyalo yesinga okuba emmere ennungi. Tuliye ku magi g'enkoko zaffe, tuliye ku mukene oyo, tuliye ku lumonde waffe, muwogo n'emmere enva endiirwa. Kintu kikulu nnyo 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 bwe tunaba tunaziiza endwadde ezitasiiga nga ne pressure mwekola ki mweri. Tuliye ebibala byaffe bye twerimira nga tetunabisindikira bannakampala ne bannakampala tubakubiriza. Ebibala bino babigule buli lunaku lyayo ekibala, lyayo omucungwa, lyayo omuyembe, lyayo bobo okulaninga kyokulya, lya ku nnanasi, lya ensujju n'ebintu ebirala bifaanagana bwe bwe bityo. Tolya mmere nga tekuli nvandiirwa. Tolya mmere nga tekuli ki nvandiirwa. Ate tukole eddwiro. Ddwiro tekitegeeza genda mu jimu ey'omutwalo ey'ogumu ekitundu ze tutalina. Tutambule nga tugenda mu katale okukola emirimu gyaffe. Tutambule nga tuvayo mu abakola mu ofiisi wano ku NTV. Tewali buzibu kusooka kutambuliza bigere paka mu taxi paaka. Tewali buzibu kulekako mmotoka yo obw'olumu ewaka. N'olinya ka taxi katereka kusuula distance ya dakika nga 3 zisobola otambuza dakika nga meka 3 ngodde waki ewaka. Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. So let's talk about treatment options. What treatment options are available? I actually think we have a caller, which is a good sign. Okay, so we lost that one, but we shall get back to them. So what treatment options are available, Doctor, and where can we find them?
Research asembyeyo, the last research has shown that 80 to 90% of government facilities have ability to diagnose high blood pressure. Also, it has shown that actually there are gaps on the facility, because we saw over 10% of the facilities didn't have, they had the staff, but didn't have the machines to use. Then the others had the machines and there were not enough staff to use them. So across government health facilities, you can walk in and they check your blood pressure, even private. So what is the treatment plan, modality? One is the lifestyle. Eneeyisa yaffe okunywa omwenge oguyitiridde ng'okutugamba gukendeeze. Oba obadde oyagala butakola dduyiro nga tugamba buli lunaku olina okuddukayo eddakiika 30 oba okutambula ng'oyanguwa eddakiika 3. Then treatment eddako ya kugenda mu ddwaliro. In fact, treatment esooka kugenda mu ddwaliro okeberwe oba olina oba tolina. Eyokubiri, bw'onooba akakasiddwa nti olina pressure, omusawo tulina amadagala mangi naye tugawa ku mitendere egy'enjawulo kubanga ne pressure ina levels. So dokita oyo omutendeke omukugu ajja kulaba nti olina pressure, akunnyonnyole obuzibu bwayo naye akuwandiikira eddagala. Bwe linaba eriri mu ddwaliro balikuwe, bwe liba teririiwo ogende oligule.
So we have a caller on the line. Let's speak to that person first. NTV Medical Matters, your name and your question.
Hello?
Yes, please, I can hear you. What's your name and your question?
I'm Bishop Frederick.
Yes, please.
Now, I'm asking doctor how you can treat damaged nerves when you are suffering from diabetes.
Could you speak up, please?
I didn't get him.
I also didn't get him.
He said something like diabetes, but I didn't get the question clearly.
It's mostly the connection between diabetes and pressure. We've covered that last week, so there is, would you also explain the connection between the two?
Yeah, but of course, having, for example, diabetes predisposes you to high blood pressure. And usually it's because of the mechanism of the disease, diabetes.
Okay, all right. Yes, please.
But we have a program.
Okay.
And my question is, thanks for my question is about eating eggs. He's mentioning about eating eggs, but I read somewhere that eggs are not good for people with pressure. I don't know what you'd advise. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the question. So, Doctor, I'll take all the questions at once first,
Okay.
and then we shall get to them at once. So, wow, it's interesting, actually, eggs. I saw a relative of mine eating boiled eggs, rather the yolk only. So, I would also want to learn about that. What is it with the eggs? Yeah, throw away the whites and eat the yolk, dilute it in water. That's what I saw. So, I don't know how connected that is. So, I think we may have to first talk about the eggs real quick before the next call comes in.
Okay. One, eggs have a lot of proteins. And proteins are very important for, one, building our bodies. Two, repair of all the damages that we have in our bodies. Because they make up most of those ingredients or substances that we need actually, including the enzymes or the catalysts, the some substances. So they are very important.
Is that fried or boiled?
We are talking about, for us as health workers, we recommend naturally cooked food.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And yeah, we recommend naturally cooked food. And the flying still, the proteins can be there for nutrition purposes. But of course, when you're flying, you're adding a lot of oil. So better you take the other one. There are very many other ways. You can put it in porridge.
Hello.
Yes, please. Bulungi Sebo.
Kakati mbadde mbuuza
Yes, Sebo.
nalina kilo 10 n'ensala omubiri kilo ne zikendera ne zituuka mu 97 era ne ndaba nga pressure yali ekendeera naye bwe natuukawo mu 97 ne ndaba nga pressure esigadde ku 130 nga teri mu kwongera kukka wansi mbadde nsaba omusawo ambulireko oba nina okutandika okumira eddagala oba nedda.
Okay. We may have another caller, and we can take them all at once.
Okay.
We have another caller on the line. What's your name and what's your question?
Hello, good morning, madam.
Good morning to you. What's your name and your question?
I am calling from Makuga.
Yes, please.
And my question goes to blood donation. I donated blood and my heart started pumping unnecessarily.
Oh.
Then, and when I developed a hiccup, blood pressure also, my heart pumps faster. How are they connected? Thank you, doctor.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have another? I think we may have to first take these two, and we shall come back.
Okay, one, going back to the eggs question, eggs are safe. And only that, every food is not safe when eaten excessively.
Yeah.
Let it be carbohydrates, let it be any other food. You're supposed to eat it in moderation. And two, you're supposed to, like I've said, prepare it naturally. The things of putting a lot of salt, a lot of oil, they are not safe. But for him, in particular, I don't know whether he checked his cholesterol levels, because eggs also have a lot of cholesterol. So his fats, I think I should use the easy word, amasavu. When you have a lot of them, then you have to reduce. But that now is customized by your health worker, customized by your doctor and the dietitian, the person who takes care of diet in the hospital. The other question was, I didn't write it down.
There was one. There was this last question. There was one who was talking about weight.
Yes, weight. Yes, I've remembered. Yeah, thank you very much. Good is taking his treatment serious. One of the treatment modalities, before even we start on drugs, it can be lifestyle, and you follow the diet, exercise, and you go off alcohol, and then your pressure is under control. You reduce your weight, your pressure gets under control. Yes, the more weight you reduce, every after 10 kilograms usually, you have a reduction in your blood pressure. But like I said, you must supposed to go back to your doctor at least every after 3 months to reassess. So it's a case, the treatment is tailored to individuals. Okay, so the doctor is supposed to look at the weight, look at the previous weight, look at your other parameters. How are your kidneys? How are your fat levels? How is your liver performing? And then we'll make a decision whether to start you on a low dose of blood pressure medicines or actually to continue with you. But the figures he mentioned literally are supposed to, if he's talking about the lower figure, then he's supposed to start treatment straight away.
He said 130 or if
130 is usually, we call it pre-hypertensive state. So there he can continue with lifestyle modification, but he should go and visit his doctor. Yes.
Is there a way that you can actually manage pressure without medication, say in a case where someone cannot afford medication?
Definitely, if it is overt pressure, confirmed pressure, you must get to the medication. And the medication should be consistently taken. It's not be taken when you are unwell, when you feel a headache, when you feel that's not when you're supposed to take it. Every day, whether you are well or you are not well, you're supposed to take your pressure medicines. It is your doctor alone who has the authority to say, now let us reduce the dose, let us take off this medication, let us take a rest. It is your doctor, because he is trained for over 5 years to do this. You cannot just read on Google, you cannot just be somewhere in your bar, in your friend club, and you're like, this week I'm not taking. I can tell you that week you are not taking, you may end up having a stroke.
Yeah.
And it is very expensive to treat a stroke or kidney disease than to take those high blood pressure medicines.
Yeah. Yes. All right, thank you so much for that. And we are winding up. We've actually spent our time. So I'll ask you to, say your last remarks as well as your contacts. Where can our viewers find you?
Thank you very much. My last remarks are very clear. That one, non-communicable diseases are increasing. Endwadde zitasiiga zeeyongedde. Ekyokubiri, zino endwadde zonna zisobola okuziyizibwa. Wabula bw'oba ozifunye, those who have already confirmed diagnosed, they can be treated and you live a normal life. So let us do one thing, tukole ekintu kimu. Tugende mu ddwaliro twekebeze pressure oba endwadde y'entunnunsi. Bwe tumala okwekebeza tugoberere okuwabulwa n'okusomesebwa kwa dokita oyo omusawo.